What would you say if I told you that your thoughts shape your reality?
I got my energy back, yeah. I'm on that frequency, mentally, spiritually, elevating, yeah. To my core.
What if the reason why your business isn't thriving, you haven't started that YouTube channel, you haven't gotten that promotion, you keep getting glossed over, your relationships are failing, your marriage is struggling, your kids are hanging on by a thread? What would you think if I said a lot of what's going on in your life is heavily predicated on how you think about those situations and how you think about yourself? Here's the thing. What I'm saying to you right now is nothing new. Philosophers discovered this like long ago, way before you and I ever existed. People have been talking about this, whether it was the Greeks or the Egyptians, the Indians, the Chinese, Buddhists. Everybody has been talking about mindfulness and the power of your thoughts to be able to communicate with the universe. From ancient times to modern day times, still when you think about it, it's all the same thing. It's like, as a man thinketh, so shall he be. Or if you think about it in modern day Christianity, even we talk about having faith. What is that? Believing in something that doesn't really exist. When you're thinking about mindfulness, it's like controlling your thoughts and what you think about and having that manifest something in your life, something that doesn't yet exist. Even when they say fake it till you make it, it's like believe in something that doesn't really exist. It's like it keeps coming back to this principle of believe in something that doesn't yet exist. See yourself as what you want yourself to be, not as what you currently are, and believing it so strong, become delusional about it, obsess about it, and you will send out a signal to the universe that says, this is what it is. We do this and we do it a lot in a negative way, because our thoughts are usually focused on something super duper negative. You keep thinking, oh, I know he's cheating on me. I just know for a fact he's cheating on me. And then what happens? He ends up cheating on you. Or I know I'm sick. You're a hypochondriac. I just know I'm sick. I know something's in my body not right. And what happens? Okay, you end up getting sick. You get the negative doctor's report and you're like, I told you so. But really it's like, you probably brought it on to yourself because you kept thinking about it. You kept obsessing about it and you sent that out into the universe, and that's what it returned to you. Because our brains are like a radio channel. It's sending out frequencies. Our thoughts are sending out frequencies. They're not tangible. You can't see them. You can't see your soul either, but it exists. Inside of this flesh, all of these things are going on, right? And your brain is sending out radio signaling. And it's signaling whatever it is that you're thinking about. Whatever it is that you are pondering on day in and day out, that's in your conscious and your subconscious, that's the frequency that you're sending out. And that is what the universe will in turn return to you. Because the universe is not biased. Whatever you think about and you send out, whatever energy it is, that's what it's going to give you. Because it thinks that's what you want. Otherwise, why do you keep sending this to me? So it's just doing this job. It's doing what you asked it to do. But when you look at these philosophers who talked about, you know, the Egyptians, they started really practicing meditation. That became really heavy with them. And then, you know, with the Indians and the Chinese and the Buddhists, how they started talking about, you know, meditation and visualization. Like, when you think about it, it's like this is the least kept secret, the most difficult, simple thing to do. It's the simplest, most difficult thing to do. It's control your thoughts and send out what you want to receive and shape your own reality. Shape your own life, shape your own occurrences, and not just depend on fate or destiny to tell you what is going to be in your life. We have a partnership in this. I control the thoughts. That's this powerful thing that was put inside of us that we have the ability to do, is to shape our thoughts and send out what we want in return. And what you're supposed to be sending out are the gifts and the talents that were put in you when you were born, that were put inside of you when you were born. Your innate gifts It's what's inside of you, and we think about it sometimes, but then we'll turn it off real quick and be like, we'll talk ourselves out of it, you know, because of fear, because of what someone else is going to say, imposter syndrome, all these different things. Someone else is doing it, so we turn it off. But that thing in you that keeps on popping up, that keeps coming to your mind, is what you're supposed to be obsessing over. That's what you're supposed to be constantly working towards, just practicing it, whatever. Like, what if you knew that your thoughts had the power to transform your life? Your thoughts. What I think in my head, totally free. That does not cost you anything. So why don't we use that technique? It's because it's a lot harder to do than it sounds. Because you have to do it in the midst of living in this day-to-day craziness. You have to do it while working that job. You have to do it. You have to build this business while working your job, and still find some time to focus on your passion project and pour into that. You have to believe that things are going to be okay, even when you're in the midst of a storm, even when things are all turned upside down, even when your bank account is low. You have to believe that I'm going to be wealthy and I'm going to be successful in this business and what I'm doing. You have to believe that all in the midst of this. And the problem is what's currently going on in reality. In reality, I struggle with saying reality. I don't know if it's a tongue ring or what. It doesn't let the reality, what's going on in reality in our day-to-day life consumes us. And the negativity consumes us, and the fear consumes us. So it's really hard to kind of think about being successful and running my own business when, you know, the bills got to get paid, the kids acting up, my marriage on the rocks. So I get it. But what would you do if you knew for 100% certain that if you do that, it would transform your life and fix all the things that are going on? But instead, we keep trying to fix things that are going on in our life in our own way. It's not working, but we keep trying it. And we do not practice these ancient gifts that have been given to us. So even if you're in the midst of these things, if you could, even if your bank account is low, if you could think of yourself in a space of abundance instead of scarcity, even if you're in bankruptcy, even if you don't have at least $1,000 of safety net money, even if you don't have those things, if you are able to see yourself where you're going and what you know you're going to achieve at all costs, if you're able to see yourself there where money is not an issue, where you are financially stable, where your chakras, this is where all that's going to come into play, where you know you're financially stable, where you can see yourself as spending money on luxury trips and leisure trips or vacations or remodeling your house or doing, you know, projects that you've always wanted to do. If you can envision those things and daydream about those things instead of daydreaming and fretting and stressing over the fact that you don't have $1,000 in your emergency account, if you could see yourself as remodeling your kitchen and dropping $50,000 to redo the bathroom or something like that, it would send out vibrations to the universe that this is who she is, and it would return those things to you. You don't have to worry about how is it going to happen, what job am I going to get that's going to pay me enough money to be able to do that. You don't have to worry about that. You need to do the work to bring out the thing that was put inside of you as your gift, your special gift that you came here with, and work on that. Everything else will fall into place. The universe will do its part. It does not need your help. God does not need your help, and the universe does not need your help. The only person who needs your help is you. You need to be diligent, to be consistent, to be tenacious, to be resilient, to be obedient, to be dedicated, and to be focused, and to do your part in building yourself and learning about your craft and learning about, you know, building content on social media. Learn about editing. Spend your time learning how to edit, because I know I'm going to start this YouTube channel, and I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Well, I know what I'm going to talk about. I know what God put inside of me, but I don't know when it's going to happen or when it's going to blow up, but I want to be ready. That's all we need to focus on, is being ready. A lot of people say, well, I've tried that before, LA, and it didn't work. Why you're probably not seeing any results, I don't know for sure, but I'm almost certain that it's probably because you're not doing it correctly. it's hard to do it right. It actually is, because when you're meditating, when you're visualizing, you need to completely shut off your consciousness of thinking about what is. Go into a place of what is going to be. Go into a place of what I want it to be. Go into a place of what I demand it be. Go into a place of where it's going to be at all costs, regardless. It's only one wick still burning. 2 of them went out. I bumped this with my booty, and I probably knocked it over. And I shouldn't let the 1 wick burn, because then the candle's gonna be burned unevenly. And then, but I don't know, whatever. It's almost low anyway. But what was I saying? So you're not doing it correctly. You have to go into a place where when you visualize where you're going and what you're going to achieve and what you're just not going to stop until it manifests in your life, when you think about that thing, you have to think about it in vivid details. That's manifesting. That is visualization. That is deep meditation. When you think about that thing in vivid detail, when you think about it in color, when you can use your senses to taste, touch, feel, smell, hear everything that's going on in that space. So for example, if I want to be, if I want to be an actress, right? It's probably a horrible example, but if I want to be an actress and I envision myself on the stage accepting my Academy Award, and I can envision myself in my dress and the color that it is and the fit that it has on my body. I mean, you got to go into detail. I can see the heels that I have on and the color of them. I can see myself walking up the stage, up the steps, and the steps are so shiny as I walk up, and they're black and they're glowing. I can see the lights in the stadium that are twirling around. I'm looking at the podium and the person that's standing there holding. When you envision whatever it is you want to achieve in vivid detail, you don't just think about it at the end like, oh, I can see myself on the stage accepting an award, and I got a lot of money. You have to envision it in vivid detail. Envision it in color. Think about the sound of the crowd clapping and applauding as you walk up the stage. Think about your hair and your makeup on that day. Think about your acceptance speech and what you would say. Who are you going to thank? I mean, write down every single person that you would thank, even if you don't know them yet. It would be a producer or a writer. It would be my parents. It would be God. Think about every little detail. The car that you pulled up in when you got there. The paparazzi flashing cameras in your face, taking your pictures on the red carpet on your way there. You have to imagine in clear detail, in vivid detail, in color, what that feels like. And see, as you're imagining it, what's happening is you are stirring up emotions inside of yourself. You are waking up energy forces inside of yourself that connects with the emotions that are associated with that event. Okay, you are stirring up emotions. If you're doing it correctly, you are stirring up emotions inside of yourself that directly connect to that part of your life. If that were true, you can feel what it feels like. If that were true, you can feel the happiness, you can feel the sadness where you're crying tears of joy just because I made it. Oh my God. You can feel the the ego. They clapping for me. Yeah, I did that. You can feel every single emotion when it triggers that deep within you. When you get it to go, when you get your thoughts to go that deep within you to where they trigger an emotional response from you, that is when you are doing it properly. That is when your little antenna starts sending out vibrations that this is true. You don't send it out just because you said, yeah, I won. That does nothing. It is, you got to go deep into it. Look, until your thoughts that vibration starts to awaken. And it starts to transmit. And you need that transmission to be strong. You need that signal to be strong. You need to send it out to the universe, and it needs to be strong. And that is how you strengthen it. You strengthen it by thinking about it with your thoughts. You strengthen it by making it a reality, even though it's not a reality. As a man thinketh, so shall he be. You know, the faith of the things unseen. When you just go forth, that's if it's really so, like you've already accomplished it. And then you do the work. You do the work with auditioning, you do the work with writing, you do the work with the business, you do the work, whatever it is, you do the work. And it's already so, and you just leave that alone. Send that out there and then do the real work here at home so that you can be ready when it comes, because you don't want it to catch you off guard and you not be prepared. So you have to actually do the work. If you want to be a content creator, you actually have to, okay, I'm going to be a content creator. I'm going to have millions of followers, and I'm going to put out a message that is so good for the whole world to see. It's going to change lives. I'm going to be recognized for it. I can see myself on the stage doing the speech, 45 minutes, TED Talks, accepting awards, going to colleges, going to, going to jails, contracting with businesses, telling this story, helping people become their higher self, helping people get on, helping people level up. Now I got to go home and do the work, and I need to write some speeches. If I'm going to do a TED Talk, like, what am I going to say? So I need to go do the work and do the research and live in it. So you want to see colors, you want to see taste, you want all the senses to activate. The colors, the textures, the taste, what it sounds like, people cheering, like you want to hear everything. If you envision this beautiful house, you want to just walk through that front door and you want to see everything, the foyer, the pictures on the wall, the paint, how it smells, touching the wall, like you want to just go so freaking deep you want to embed this into your subconscious until your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. It's going to give you whatever you send out. So why not send out something positive and see what it turns back? If you're focusing on not having enough money, oh, he's going to leave me, oh, these children are bad, oh, I hate my job, oh, I can't do it, oh, they're going to talk about me. If that's all you focus on, and that's all you've been getting back, what is it going to hurt you to try to change your thought pattern and try something different and see what that yields? Because this isn't getting you anywhere. What's the point? Now, a couple of examples that I wanted to mention about how people do this really well. This using the power of the mind, the power of thoughts. Think about a person who's not really that talented, but they walk around singing all day. And they're not even that cute. Like, I'm not even like giving anybody any shade. I'm not mentioning anybody specifically. You just attribute this to somebody that you know in your family or somebody you know at your job who just get on your nerve. They always walking around thinking they're the best, thinking, they could just sing, and you like, shut up. Like, it's not that. Whatever it is they're doing, they're just not that great at it, but they think they're amazing at it. Like, you can't tell them nothing. Like, they think they're amazing at it. And the next thing you know, this person is wildly successful at this thing. And it is because they believed it. They couldn't stop talking about it. They wouldn't shut up about it. They kept doing it. And even though they didn't achieve a level of greatness with it where they're just like, to use a singing example, they're no Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey, but they're still super duper successful, offbeat and all, people bopping to it. Like, you're not even that talented. How did you achieve that level of success? They believed in it so strongly that the universe returned that to them. Another group of individuals who do it really well are athletes. When athletes want to win that championship and they obsess over it, they are just delusional about it. Like, they can envision themselves grabbing the trophy and kissing it and taking pictures. And some people, they get really, really obsessed about it. And they go in the gym and they practice and they work out and they go on the court or wherever on the field, and they're working out and they're practicing. They're getting their body ready and their mind ready and they're eating right. They want it so bad. They could just see it. They obsess over it. They think about it all the time. They're picking out their clothes of what they're going to wear to the after party and what they're going to wear to accept they're just obsessed over it, and they end up getting it. And it's like, I told you I was going to get it. It's not, it's the power of the mind is so strong. The people who do it right and do it well, they're reaping the benefits of it. over and over and over again, a lot of people are reaping the benefits of it. So there's something to be learned there for sure. It's, like I said, it's not new. It's not new at all. People have been studying, spirituality and metaphysical and this energy, life force, and it all comes back to your thoughts. And that's where your chakras come in, because that's what houses this energy inside of you. And we're going to talk about the 7 chakras when we talk on this channel. There's more chakras. Your body is made up of so many different energy forces, but your main 7 is what everybody talks about. And those are the ones primarily that we're going to dive into on this channel, because when you awaken those 7, you can have a pretty well-rounded, fulfilled life, because it taps on pretty much all of your primary forces that you need to awaken just to be able to operate. So if all of this, if some of this sounds well, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and stick around and prepare yourself to do the work, because we're going to do the work together. And I'm going to show you how changing your thought process and practicing mindfulness, practicing meditation, practicing visualization, practicing attracting, the law of attraction, and attracting things to your life, and then doing the work behind the scenes to prepare for your gift, to prepare for your blessing, and to prepare to step into that new dimension. I'm going to show you what that looks like. And if it's true, then you'll see it in me. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I can guarantee you I'm not wrong. It's an infinite amount of power to control and shape your life that we don't tap into. It's an energy within us that has been laying dormant. We're going to talk about all of that on this channel, with earthing and grounding and just juicing and Reiki, and just tap into this stuff. These are free resources. These are free. We are spending money to talk to therapists. We're spending money to go to counselors. We're spending money on prescription to alter our state of mind and keep us sane and keep us calm and keep us from having anxiety. Do you know that this is free? Practicing mindfulness is free. Meditating is free. Laying in your bed, visualizing what you want for your life is free. And if you do that every single day, the way you worry and stress every single day, you would have a different result. You would have a different result. Everybody walking around here, they're doped up and they're trying to mask things, and it's like, no, you need your mind to be fully engaged, just not in what it's currently engaging in. If you would take it and focus it on something different, even if you can't see it right now, what is it that you want? Just ask yourself, what is it that you want? And I stumbled upon this, and I'm rambling right now, but I stumbled upon this by accident. The way that I learned that manifesting your destiny, and the power of mindfulness and visualization, the way that I learned that works is because when I was younger, I was a heavy daydreamer. But my daydreams were not just laying in a bed letting my mind wander. My daydreams were very intentional, and they were very vivid. I didn't like where I was. We grew up in the projects as 6 kids in a 3-bedroom place or whatever. So you're packed in, and I used to lay there and envision my life being something different. I envisioned the house I would live in. I envisioned the job that I had. I didn't know what I would do. I'm in middle school, and I would lay there and envision being in a suit and driving to an office and sitting behind a keyboard and typing. Don't know what I'm typing, don't know what I'm doing, but I knew that I could type, and I knew that I would be giving speeches, and I would be teaching things and training things and creating material and handing it out for people to do. Like, I just envisioned all of this. Walking into a coffee shop and getting my coffee with my briefcase. Do you know that, I don't know, 10 years later, I was living that life? It was 10 years later, but I grew up, this is from being a teenager. But 10 years later, I had the exact life that I dreamt about. The camera just stopped. One day I walked into a coffee shop with my briefcase to get my coffee, and I had a serious case of deja vu. I felt like I'd been there before. And I realized I've never been here before. I daydreamed this. I would go so deep in my daydreams where I would lay there for hours. Maybe not hours, but at least like an hour. I would lay there dreaming about this, daydreaming about it, just thinking about it, just obsessing over it. Beautiful makeup, beautiful hair. I'm nappy head in the projects, and I'm just laying there looking at the ceiling, envisioning all of these things about my life. I did it. And I'm going to tell you that when I bought my first house and I was coming home from work, grab my briefcase, close my office door, lock it, get into my cute little Lincoln, which I envisioned that exact car, a Lincoln MKZ, a 2016 Lincoln MKZ, slate gray, get into that car, pull up to my house, hit the button for the garage. Like, I envisioned all this when I was a little girl in the projects. And sleeping in the bed with 3 other sisters. I envisioned that. So when I actually lived it, I was like, oh my gosh. It blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind. So I stumbled upon the power of mindfulness and the power of visualization. I stumbled upon that. I did. I'm not going to sit here and say that I intentionally practiced it and it worked. No, I stumbled upon it. And then I started hearing all the, as a man thinketh, so shall he be. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. And having faith in the things unseen and the things you don't have yet. I stumbled upon that and it ended up working. And that's just one example, but it worked multiple times in my life. So I'm saying all this to say that people need to hear this and people need to know this, because people are breaking themselves down trying to achieve things in life and they're going about it the totally wrong way. They are depleting all of their energy. They are depleting their bank account. They are going about it the wrong way. And it's like, it's the secret, but it's not a secret. It's so simple that it's hard to do. If that makes any sense. It really truly is. It's so simple that it's difficult to do. If you could just keep coming back to your center and saying, what if I did all of these things and it changed my life forever? What if I committed to this and it changed my life forever? What if I tried this and it unleashed a superpower in me that I didn't even know had been laying dormant inside of me for so long? What if? It's free. What do you have to lose? That's how I look at it. But I don't have to look at it that way because I've seen it in action. The only thing I have to do now is train my brain that when negative thoughts come into my life, when negative thoughts creep into my mind because of what's going on in my current reality, how do I suppress that? How do I put that aside, compartmentalize it or whatever, but put it aside and know without a shadow of a doubt that that's okay. Like I can change the situation. That's temporary. That's fine. Things happen. It's cool. But how do you stay in that mindset? And that's what we struggle with. That's why people are on anxiety medication and depression medication, because you struggle with taking those thoughts and compartmentalizing them and putting them over there and saying, so what? It happened. It's cool. This is where I'm going though, because I can see it. And I know all I have to do is see it and send it out and it's coming back, period. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing, but we're going to do it together. That way I know that I'm not the only one. I know that I'm not the only one who feels like, why would I just keep doing the things that I've been trying to do and they're not working out and I not try something different? Why would I not tap into the things that all of these people who have been studying spirituality and the earth and the universe and all these philosophers have told you what the secret is? And I've never really tried it. Not for real. I've never really given my all with it. Like I've dibbled and dabbled with it, but I've never really committed to it. What would happen if you committed to it? What would happen if something within you started to awaken? Like, what would you do if something in you, because as you do it, the more that you do it, rather, the universe, it doesn't work where it just boom floods you with everything that you ever thought about, but it's little things that start to happen, little things that start to fall into place, little connections that start to be made, and people that you start to meet, and resources that you start to gain. So those little things are supposed to be your motivation to keep going. And even that has happened to me recently. I'm telling you, I'm gonna share all this stuff with you. Like, even that has happened to me recently. I'll just say that. I've been thinking about a whole bunch of big things, and some of the little things that I thought about, just because I was allowing myself to feel the emotions of every little step of the way of getting to where it is I'm trying to go, little doors have been opening, little connections have started to be made. Just, you know, all I'm saying is this, all made up of energy. You feel it when you walk past certain people. You feel their energy, you feel their aura, like you feel it. But what is that? You use these words, but have you really tapped into what they are, how they work, how to identify them, how to check your own? When are yours out of alignment? Ours get out of alignment too. Some of them, and some of us, they're not even awakened. They're just laying in as dormant. You can't feel those things, but you have them. You have an aura, okay? You have a soul, okay? You have energy inside of you, and it's there for a reason. It holds superpowers. They're actually... We focus so much on our external body, like we pour so much into our face skincare routine and getting our nails done and cosmetic stuff. We pour so much money and time into our external physical body, and we do very, very little for our internal body. You have an internal universal life force inside of you. That needs nurturing too. That needs nurturing too. There's different things that nurtures it. You know, your brain, think about it. You can't see it. Your thoughts, you can't see them, but you know they exist. You could be thinking some real vile stuff. Nobody would ever know it unless you told them. But they exist. They're very real. And sometimes if you think about it for too long, it'll make you act on them. You'll end up doing something crazy. They're very real. You have things inside of you that you can't see, but they are very real. You might be able to hear them when you inside your head. You can feel them. Emotions, energy. Those things inside of you need to be nourished too. Those things inside you, they need to be nourished and they need to be nurtured and they need to be utilized. They have functions in your life. They're not just there for no reason. They have functions that they play. There's a role that they play in your life. They're actually the most powerful part. This external flesh is not the most powerful part. It responds to what your internal body says. Your external body takes commands from your internal body. Your external body, let me say that again. Your external body takes its commands from your internal body. So that shows you who's in charge. That shows you exactly who is in charge. Your internal body is in charge. But we spend so much time, attention, and focus on the external because we're so shallow and just narrow-minded that because that's what we see when we look in the mirror, that's what we focus on. And we pay less and less attention to the internal body and what it's starving for and what it needs. So that's what I'm going to talk about, and that's what I'm going to teach you, what it needs, how you feed it, how you nourish it, how you nurture it. Because if you nurture it, your external self will execute whatever it says. And it's got some really powerful stuff in it. So I'm taking command from my internal self. And I know somebody else feel it. And I know somebody else wants to achieve it. That's why you have not reached what you're trying to reach, my baby. Because you haven't dealt with trauma. You haven't dealt with confidence. You haven't dealt with security. You haven't dealt with all of these things that are housed inside of you. Those are emotions. Those are thoughts. Those are things that you can't see. But when you have a hold on them, when you have a hold of them, when you have a grip on them, when you know how to control them, when you know how to steer them and direct them and send out frequencies that you want them to send out, oh, they're powerful. They're powerful. And they're actually powerful in the opposite way as well. It'll eat you up and tear you down as well. People are victims. They are slaves to their minds. What do you think depression is? What do you think anxiety is? That is being a slave to your own mind. That is being a prisoner of your mind. And you're taking a pill to stop being a prisoner of your own mind. So when they talk about, I keep looking at my notes because I wrote down some notes. When they talk about mindfulness, higher self, higher level of awareness, third eye, consciousness, they are talking about controlling your mind, controlling your thoughts. You can't do it with your external body. You can't take your hand and grab your mind and shake it and make it act right. It is something that you have to do by closing your eyes and taking really deep breaths and tapping into your inner self, tapping into your higher self, controlling your mind and telling it what to think about and what not to think about. Controlling your thoughts and envisioning where you're going in your life before it ever happens. You are doing the work inside of your mind before you ever touch anything physically. Before you ever touch anything physically, you are doing the work inside of your mind. Everything starts with a thought. Everything starts with a thought. If I want to get up right now and go take a bath, I'm going to go do it if I think about it. If I tell myself, if I have a thought to go take a bath, if I want something to eat, I'm going to think about what it is I want to eat, and then I'll go and I'll make that and I'll eat it. Everything starts with a thought. Your internal self, your mind, your thoughts control everything. If you get up and you start thinking, I don't want to go to work, your mind, your thoughts tell you, I don't want to go to work, I'm going to make an excuse not to go to work. And it says, go ahead, do it. Call them and tell them an excuse. Give them an excuse not to go to work. Your physical body will pick up the phone and dial it and say what your mind just told you to say. Your mind runs everything. I'm telling you. It sounds weird, maybe, I don't know. But your mind controls everything. So when you learn to control your mind, baby, you're unstoppable. You have a very powerful weapon on your hands when you learn to control your thoughts. And you must use it with care. You must use that with care, and you must be careful, because whatever you think about and you dwell on, if you do that over and over and over and over and over and get deeper and deeper and deeper into it, baby, it goes both ways. I'm saying do it for the positive way to change your life. So if that's you, if you like this rant and you like what I've been talking about here, horrible way to introduce a channel, but this is who I am. If you like what I'm talking about and if you're ready to tap in and see what it works, if you have nothing to lose, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But I'm gonna tell you who is not invited to hit that subscribe button. If you are a negative person, if you have negative energy, you are not invited to subscribe to this channel. You are the exact people that I am trying to run away from. And I don't want you here metastasizing through my frequency family and dropping all of this negativity along your way. We don't want you here. Go subscribe to somebody else's channel. And you may say that is very rude, LA, and not a good business strategy to discourage people from subscribing to your channel when you don't have any subscribers yet. Well, that's how serious I am. I don't need subscribers that bad. I don't need views that bad. Okay? I don't. I'm trying to get away from those people, because once you learn that this energy thing is real, that this thought thing is real, you have to clear your space. That's one thing that we're going to go through, and that's going to be one of the early on tasks. It's that you're going to have to clear your space, because having your space full of this negative, these people that are toxic and that are just questionable and such, it's going to impact what you're thinking about and how you're feeling, and it's going to stir some things inside of you, and it's going to throw off the progress. So they're going to have to go. So they're not welcome here. We don't want you here. Bye bye. Go. Keep scrolling. I don't know if you scroll left, right, up. I don't know. Just scroll. Go. But if you are serious about this journey, if you are serious about taking elevating to your higher self. If you are serious about starting that business, if you are serious about getting that promotion or becoming a better mom or a better wife or a better daughter, if you are serious about elevating and transforming your life, then subscribe and you are welcome, baby. Come on, we can do this together. I promise you that it works. Anybody else, you are not welcome. Put them out, y'all. Put it in the comments. I'm on board. Drop it in the comments if you're serious and say, I'm conscious. The walking dead can go. But if you are conscious and capable of doing this work, because it's hard. It's challenging. I'm not going to say that it's hard, but it's difficult to navigate in this atmosphere and be able to stay calm and stay focused. It's not easy. It's not the easiest thing to do. But if you are committed and if you are willing to be obedient and you are willing to do the work, if you feel like it's now or never, then let's go. Because I'm telling you that it works. And I'm telling you that God has been speaking to me and telling me to share this with people, because I know I'm not the only one. There's no way, there's no how I'm the only one. There's a lot of people that's already talking about this. There's a lot of people that are already dropping these gems, but you haven't found them. So hey, you stumbled upon my page, let's go. You can do it over here, same thing. But we are also going to talk about some people who you need to avoid, who is talking about this work but exploiting it. We're going to talk about those people too, because there's a lot of people who are talking about this work that is very real and it sounds real good to people, but when you get there, it's not what they said it would be. And we'll go deeper into what I'm talking about. And it's I shouldn't even say anything. That's not even a tease. That just irritated me. But okay, if you're ready, let's do the work. Let's get it. I want to build this platform full of people who are on the same frequency that I'm on and who are ready to do the work and who are just as committed, who are willing to be obedient, and who are tired and fed up with not getting the results that they want out of life, and they know what to do and they just haven't done it, and they're just like, I'm done. That's where I'm at. I'm done. I'm done with waiting. I'm taking it. I'm not asking for anything. I know what to do and I'm going to do it. So if you're coming on the journey, let's go. I will post my videos because you need to know when to expect them. I think it's going to be on a Thursday. We're going to do Thursday. I will post a video on Thursday every week. And between then, subscribe, guys. You will be in the loop on when I start doing these shorts and going on Instagram and other platforms. But for now, it's just do it. That's what I'm challenging you to do. Just do it. I don't have the whole freaking blueprint. All I know is what's inside of me. All I know that controlling these thoughts and seeing myself as already being there, is already sharing these messages, is already helping people, is already connecting with people, then I'm going to do it. This is important. This is real. So if you want to do it and you want to be for real with it, then for real, okay. I know you're not supposed to blow out candles, but the wick is messed up anyway, so I don't think I'm harming anything. It does smell good though. Look, I'm not, what is this? It's peach, White Barn, peach Bellini. Oh, it says scented candle made with natural essential oils. We're going to make candles. We're going to have essential oils. We're going to do grounding. We're going to do juicing. We're going to do manifestation. We're going to do fasting. We're going to do so many different things. And we're going to do it together. I'm so excited. Through the camera. Look. Kisses through the camera. Kisses through the camera, guys. Let's get to work. I'm ready to work. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to work. I'm tired. And I'm done. And a lot of people don't know that I'm done. And they don't need to know. I know that I'm done. I know that I'm done with a lot of things. I'm done with a lot of people. I'm done with a lot. So, hey. If I'm wrong, if I'm lying, I'm flying. And I don't have any wings. Not yet.